republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Direct, O Lord, all our actions and carry them on by thy gracious assistance, so that every prayer and good work of ours may begin from thee and by thee be happily ended through Christ our Lord. Amen. All right, welcome everybody. 2, 3, 4. We do have a quorum, so we're ready when you are for the vote.
All right, Dan Colgan.
Yes, here.
Joyce Murren. Here. Bill Smith. Joe Von Sass. Don Spangler. Here. Tim Plunk.
Yes.
George Stahl.
Here.
Okay. First item on the list here is the approval of the minutes for the December 28th meeting.
I'll approve the minutes.
We have a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion to, or a second to approve the meeting minutes as written on December 28th, 2022.
Dan Colgan.
Yes.
Joyce Murren.
Yes.
Donna Spangler.
Yes.
Tim Plunk.
Yes.
George Stahl.
Yes.
All right, meeting minutes are approved. Do we have any announcements from the office?
I don't think so.
I have an announcement, but we'll do it at the planning and zoning. So we are at committee reports. We got 2 responses for committee report. One was from Bill Smith from Planning and Zoning. He is unfortunately not able to make it this evening. He asked that I make a second announcement or an official announcement that the Planning and Zoning Committee meeting will be held on January 18th. That's a week from today at 6:30 p.m. And that is in regards to the Eagle Rock development. Recreation, Joy?
Yes, I'm very proud to announce that we have a Boy Scout here named Braden Myers. And he will be giving us a presentation soon. You'll count it down here twice. You'll get the next one. But I'm very excited to see what you came up with.
Anything else on report? Okay. Well, then we're ready for public comment.
She get you the paper?
Uh,
I was gonna get it. I didn't know
Appreciate
she
it.
got
Okay, so having no names on the list, we will close the public comment period. Move on to the new business where we are back to our Eagle Scout representative.
Don't be nervous.
Sure, making nervous.
Yeah, it's just us.
Would you like me to use this?
Excuse me.
Do you want me to use this?
Sure.
Sir?
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Borough members, and thank you for letting me present my hopefully future Eagle Scout project. I'm Braden Myers. I'm 14 years old, and I'm in the Troop 107 Annunciation. So my project is, or I'm planning to do, is at the recreational park, right behind the senior center. In that big area, I would like to build a pirate ship with your guys' approval. Alright, so on page 2, it's a 58 by 32.5 foot fenced in area. The area already used is 22.5 foot by 32.5 foot, and the area available is 35.5 foot, or 35.5 feet by 32.5 feet. My sketch that I made, so the thin part on the right is the the swing, like board, and then like the thicker part coming down is the slide, and then the thing coming out to the left is that orange spinny thing that you hold like both bars, and then the square on the back is like kind of like a I don't know, 2.5 foot or 1.5 foot tube that you crawl through. The other sketch on the bottom is hopefully gonna be my pirate ship. The two red marks are like these metal plate things. I'm unsure what they are, but they're like these metal plate things with like rings that you almost like would pull up on. I'm not sure if you guys know about that.
Is that like to make the ship look like it's anchored?
They're like it's already there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already there
Yeah.
in the ground?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I hadn't noticed that. Okay.
Sorry about that. So my first option, personally my favorite option, is the small boat specialty playset. I will be putting, on the diagram or sketch, the dotted outline around is gonna be like the mulch for both sets. I forgot to clarify that. But my boat specialty will be an 8 foot by 14 foot small boat. The lower deck is about 4 feet high off the ground, and the higher deck is 5 feet high off the ground. And there's a ladder, a ramp, a 10-foot slide, a ship's wheel, a fireman's pole, mast beam with 2 trapeze bars, rear opening into ground floor or boat, or of boat, sorry. Interior ladder from ground floor to main deck of boat, and a rock wall, and then I'll be clear standing it. And up in the top right corner is a picture, and then it's $3,900 dollars for the estimated cost, and it'll come panelized. So bits and pieces of it already built that the Boy Scout troop, well, me constructing, everybody else to put it all into one piece.
It looks very nice.
Thank you.
Looks like a lot of fun for kids.
Would you like me to go over my other 2 options, or?
Well, the second option is gonna cost more money, you know.
Right, for a smaller structure.
Yeah. Kids love fire trucks, but I think the ship gives a lot more play area.
I was gonna say, a bright red is like, it really stands out. So that's why I kind of did pick the ship, but
I agree. I think option number 1 is much more character, gives more options for the kids.
Yeah.
So good choice.
thank
for
you.
option 1.
Yeah, I do like option 1.
And
As I think I explained it to you a couple of months ago when we first started talking, you have to make sure it's all up to code.
yep.
Okay.
What do you think about the Eagles Nest Playhouse, or is option 1?
Oh, that's the last one there?
Yeah. There's 3 options.
Yeah. I think that's really cute too. I just kind of like the boat.
Yeah.
Which one would you rather make?
Option 1. Boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, since you're getting all the workers together and raising all the money, you know, if you can raise enough to do option 1, you know, well, everybody vote to let you continue with this.
The only thing I would actually like to just bring up, and again, I think you did a fantastic job. All 3 options are very nice. I would just like to maybe suggest, would it be something that we decide, or would we rather put the 3 options on our website and have people contribute to the thought process?
That would be great,
Because
because
it is
you're not
this-
gonna start yet anyway, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you mind, we'll just let the people in town decide?
I
Sure.
mean, I don't wanna take away your creativity in this
Yeah, yeah,
thing,
yeah.
so, but I just wanna kinda give people, you know, well, having a vote, I think it's a great idea. I like the look of it. I think it's a nice, idea. But we may, as the seven of us sitting here, might be a minority, and maybe others would like to see the fire truck, maybe others would like to see the other. So rather than us kinda saying, does anybody have any conversation on that one, or?
I was just wondering if there's any approvals on these. Are they pure wood? Is that what they are?
I believe.
Yes.
I'm guessing, again, as you have already noted very well here, that there's permits that would need to be applied for and so forth, that would outline the construction materials that you use and so forth. So we would know that, you know, prior to going in. I don't know. I don't want to stop the flow of the process. I don't want to take away your creativity either. But I just think it's, because it is a public square, it is a public area, should we, you know, make sure that people give input, at the very least have comments, you know, or brought in on that.
I don't wanna be a Debbie Downer, but
Oh, boy.
here's, safety, that's the biggest thing
Yeah.
when we're doing
Yes.
this, just cause possible lawsuit. And
Right.
with the ship thing, I wanna know is, it's 5 foot high at
Yeah.
the highest point. What
Yeah.
happens if someone falls? That's
Yeah.
I think it says the deck is,
are these companies like, are they building the stuff because for public? That's what I'm curious. They
Yeah,
are.
I think, yeah, they are. Yep.
Where is the design and materials purchased from?
Amish playground or Amish.
Are they local?
I can send it to her. Yeah, they're local. Yeah,
They're a local
I
company?
think they're in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Is
you.
it like the Stoltzfutzes? No?
Georgia,
Name of the town, but it's over Lancaster area.
Okay.
just to address your point, and I fully take it, I'm wondering if we would want to have the specifics, as you're talking about, of the rails, how high those rails are, because I can see I can see a now I can't tell from the picture how far down the deck is from there. I may be overstating the fact that, you know, if the deck is where the stair steps come up and maybe a half a foot down.
Well, yeah, that looks like it's higher, but what about the top part? Is that up too? You know what I mean?
Again, that's what I would like to
Yeah.
know, because if that is a flat area right below the railing, I can see a young child or even a, you know, tall
Yeah.
toddler
It
falling
does.
over.
It does dip down. Like
Yeah.
I think once you like climb up the ladder, I think you have to step in, so like step down.
Yeah.
So I do think there's like from the
Yeah,
top of the railing.
yeah, so I'm worried about up here.
Yeah,
Well, I don't even know if you can get up there.
can we like get the dimensions and the plans and all that before?
Right over
I
here.
think our engineer ought to check
So you
this
would
out
be able
too.
to get up into that area.
Correct.
I'm thinking it's
Absolutely.
probably
I would
kind of
think
recessed
so.
area.
Yeah, it's probably,
Yeah.
it's hard to see.
legal handrails and so forth should be involved. And if they're not, then we do have to have some engineering
Yeah.
Yeah,
endorsement.
So let me just leave it at this. Can we ask you to do a little bit of research for us? Ask what the depth of the deck versus the rails, the top of the rails are, so we can get a better idea. We may be just saying, you know, we may be having a concern that doesn't exist, but
Right.
rather know ahead of time
How
before.
about a dimensional drawing if they have it, if they,
yeah.
Overall, you mean?
Like a blueprint of the thing
Blueprint
so
would be
that,
great, yes.
just the basic anything with the dimensions on
Right.
it.
You wanna start it?
No, it's a good point.
no,
No, I was thinking the same thing.
I was too.
yeah,
And what, if I could ask, what is your desired time frame?
I plan to start it mid-June, early July, and finish it late August. Or no, we'll start the building time in like mid-August and then finish the building time in late August. But the whole process is gonna take
In
a bit.
mid-August.
Yeah.
So yeah, this gives us plenty of time to check out all the details,
Yep.
make sure it's safe and make sure it's up to code and, yeah.
So is the two metal plates like? Do you?
That can get checked out and, yeah, I think
Okay.
we'll find out. Well, Chief's not here tonight, but, we'll let him know. You can have the guys check it out and see what they are, and I know there used to be, a sandbox up there, so it might have something to do with that.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't want any metal
Right,
sitting around, yeah.
And the ship wouldn't be like built on like. Mulch would be close to the one, and the other one is like not affected, but they're both pretty much unaffected by my sketch.
Yeah, but we wouldn't want the kids running around
Right, yeah,
there
yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
without clearing that out.
Yeah, I understand.
If there's anything that's up there now that's kinda getting dilapidated, maybe we would consider taking something out and putting something new in its place.
The only thing up there right now is the swing set with the sliding board
Yeah.
and some mulch.
And I think when we last looked at that swing set, there was some serious issues with that, right? With all-
I was gonna say it was
rivets
deteriorating.
It's
I'm not saying that would be
deteriorated.
them, that might be us. To make
Oh, yeah, that's not
proper
up, that's not
Right,
up
right.
to him to do.
accommodations.
Yeah, actually, right there's pictures of it on the front, of what it looks like now,
So,
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Brandon.
Yep,
Great
thank you
job.
for your
very
time.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for.
Good job.
So just to clean up, could it be possible for you to get some information, get us some diagrams, and maybe come back again and visit us in February?
I can email him. I'm not sure if he will have any blueprints, but yeah, I'll try.
As much information as we can.
It doesn't have to be blueprint, just dimensional plans or anything that he might have
Okay.
to give us more of a,
Do they advertise these for out in public use? So they probably already know what the codes were if they're building them. I'm just curious from what I saw, so.
Yeah, but yeah, we wanna make sure though
Oh,
too.
yeah. You ain't gonna put it out there without that. That's why
Exactly.
A lot of these playgrounds that are public, they won't even, it's hard to find stuff for them to even put out there that are legal.
And there is a video on that website too that might even be beneficial to show you, just because it does walk through the ship.
She have
Oh,
the
okay.
website on here?
That's one thing we did not put on there.
Okay.
I'll get it from you then.
Yeah, we can do that then. All right, thank you again, Brandon. Appreciate that. Thank you. Next up on the agenda is the Recreation Committee baseball decision. Do you have anything that you would like to address on that?
Well, I think we mentioned at a meeting, not the last one, 'cause I wasn't here, but I guess in December, about joining with New Oxford, with our kids, and making a new league. So Dan has been meeting with the guys, and we think it's a great idea.
We've been doing this now impromptu or not informally for about a year and a half, the latter part of the 2 years ago, and then this last year, and it seemed to work very well. I mean, there are some conversations that are gonna have to take place yet as far as who's gonna upkeep fields, or how much of that they're going to do. But for the most part, they're standing on, we'll take care of everything, take care of preparing the fields and so forth.
And insurance.
And insurances will all be covered by them and so forth, so. And it comes down to the fact that we're just not the size, in youth ages, we're not the size we used to be. We had 20 or 23 kids last year that were actually borough represented, or borough residents. So it doesn't really, for us to maintain a full-blown baseball league, doesn't make much sense when we're playing New Oxford, Littlestown in those teams anyway. So, we will keep our hands in it, we'll keep our nose to make sure that the parents are happy with the situation as we go through this season, and then as of next year, we'll make a decision at the end of this year as to whether or not we continue that process. But glad to see that we can continue to have baseball in town. So, I do want to ask the council, I don't think there's going to be any cost involved, but we're going to have an agreement, we're going to have the chief work out an agreement in writing with the organization in New Oxford as to what they will be doing, so that there's no question marks.
Right.
So, okay. We have the approval of expenditures that everyone should have received in email.
I make a
paper
motion to
person,
pay the
so-
bill.
I have a motion to pay the bills,
Second.
and we have a second. All right, we are ready for a roll call vote.
Van Hogan,
Yes.
Joyce Murren,
Yes.
Donna Spangler,
Yes.
Tim Klunk,
Yes.
George Stahl.
Yes.
Okay, I have two announcements that I'd like to make. One is the official cancellation of the 25th meeting. We won't be having that second meeting this month. The second is that at the end of this meeting, we'll be adjourning the business of this meeting, and we'll be going into executive session. There will be no actions taken afterwards, so once we adjourn this meeting, we'll come back and report on that executive session as best we can at the next meeting. So, do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I motion to adjourn.
All right, and we are adjourned. Thank you.